Hello everyone, welcome to Illuminating Astrology. My name is Elena Lumen, and in this video I want to focus on something that's very special, very central to my practice, and something that not a lot of astrologers talk about online, and that is an art of healing with astrology, and specifically the art of astrological remediation. When I searched online, there are literally maybe 4 or 5 videos of various people talking about remediation. And in the Eastern tradition, working with the planetary energies is more prevalent. But in the Western tradition, majority of people, if they practice astrology seriously, they come to a point where astrology stops being just an intellectual study. It becomes a more engaged practice. And the art of astrological remediation is a part of astrological practice, astrological magic, where we use planetary energies consciously to find healing, balance, happiness, and so on. So it is a part of astrological magic, but any person can use it for the healing and balancing of themselves. So again, astrological remediation is a technique, is a method of working with planetary energies, and usually it has 2 purposes. One is to perhaps cooperate with planets or remediate with planets, as the name suggests, when something difficult is happening, such as, for example, a difficult transit or a difficult aspect in the natal chart. And another one is simply natural magic or natural way of healing is to use planetary energies to find healing and balancing. First and the most common is the prayers or mantras. So the prayer or mantra is called to the planet. Another one is natural magic. Each planet has correspondences with minerals, with colors, with people. And so we can use elements from those kingdoms associated with the planets for their natural magical force. We can use stones or herbs or colors or activities that are associated with that planet, and thus we can enforce its energy. For example, our clothing is one part of it. We often unconsciously choose something that we like to wear for a particular day because it represents the mood, it represents the particular planetary energy. So for example, I felt like wearing silver today, and that is a lunar energy. So naturally, by dressing like this, I increase lunar energy. The third way is specific talismans. When someone has difficulties in money, in love, in health, talismans might be created to remediate, and they are designed to bring some kind of luck and fortune. And talismans, they cannot entirely undo the challenges or the difficulties, but they certainly can help us remediate or improve certain areas of life. And then finally, the fourth method is the daily practices, which is something that I do, and it happened naturally, and that is working with the planetary energy on a daily basis. So if we come from the astrological point of view, we can call upon any planetary energy we need any moment, but it is more enforceable, it is stronger if we, for example, work with the planetary energy on a planetary day or the planetary hour, or like I said before, using the colors or using the prayers in a more conscious way. Let's take a look at each planet so you could see what colors, what techniques can be used to work with that particular planet. First of all, the sun. Today is certainly very solar energy because sun is really shining from my windows. And that's a reminder that the sun is paramount for all of us to work with on a daily basis, but especially for those who want to work on their leadership, authority, sense of confidence, because the sun is associated with confidence, vitality, authority, and leadership. And the remedies, the remediation can be wearing the particular clothing. The sun, it's bright clothing, the yellow and red and orange, or red or ruby colored gemstones can be worn with a particular intent. You can chant the mantras to the sun. There are specific mantras, but a call to the sun is fine with your own words. A call for example, joy, confidence, or believing in oneself. On a physical level, you can practice sun salutations or other exercises which are associated with the sun. The moon, I also feel it is strong today. The moon is about emotions, intuitions, connecting with other people, nurturing. It's important for relationship, for working with people in a nourishing way. So you can enhance the moon if you are going through difficult emotional times by wearing silver, pearls, and gemstones, by donating things associated with the moon, which is, for example, the milk or the rice or the food or the white cloves. You can chant the moon mantra by calling to the moon for its help. spending time in quiet, reflective places, very lunar activities. For example, being by the water is very much important because the moon is associated with water. So bringing the lunar energy into oneself. We want to work with Mars if we want to work on courage, energy, assertiveness, or maybe we are going through a difficult Mars period, so we want to release this energy constructively. In that case, we can exercise as a physical thing, but wear red clothing, red stones, for especially coral, donate red items of clothing or red foods, chant a mantra to Mars, engage in physical exercise and sports, and avoid anger and conflict, rather channeling it to something physical like sports or building something, for example. Mercury, work with Mercury for communication, intellect, writing, adaptability, speech. Emerald gemstones are associated with Mercury. Green cloves or vegetables. You can chant Mercury mantras. Of course, Mercury associates with books, libraries, places of knowledge and information. You can study, write, reflect, engage in mental exercises, engage in thinking and reading, and speak truthfully and diplomatically. Jupiter. We want to work with Jupiter to focus on wisdom, spirituality, growth, and prosperity. Right now, Jupiter is very positive. It is retrograding until March. In any case, we can call to Jupiter, but especially between March and June, Jupiter will be in a very strong position. So it is a good time for talismans, natural magic, and calls to Jupiter. And of course, practicing charity, helping others, sharing freely. If we want to work with Venus, it's about love, relationship, and creativity. Is to wear white clothing, to do mantras for Venus, and wear diamond or sapphire stones, or engage in art, music, and beautification. And of course, focus on harmony in the relationship. And finally, Saturn is associated with discipline, with karma, with patience, with working hard, with building something. So it's associated with blue colors, blue sapphire specifically, but also black, iron, pebbles are all Saturn signs. You can use mantras, but also help elderly, underprivileged, or the animals. Embrace responsibility and patience. So again, to summarize, you can work with planetary energy any days, but if you do it on the day of that planet, you enhance its power, its receptiveness. You can wear the colors and stones associated with this planet. You can use herbs, incense, clothing, or rituals to connect with this planet. And, the most strong form of all this is the creation of talisman for that particular planet, which you can ask an experienced astrologer to do it. But essential part is basically to connect with that planetary energy in one way or the other, talk to it, ask for help, ask for guidance or assistance. So this is what I wanted to say about astrological remediation in this short video. Of course, the field of astrological remediation and especially magic is much more advanced, and I do plan to record some videos about more advanced approaches to the astrological magic, which is electing the proper days, times for creating the talismans. All of this is in preparation for an intensive workshop, which I am giving at NCGR Florida, on the topic of healing, mental health, and spiritual healing with astrology. If you're interested, the link will be in the comments, but in the workshop, I will go in great depth in various aspects of healing with astrology, drawing both on my experience as a retired psychologist and as a spiritual guide and counselor, astrological counselor. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think, what other topics may be interesting to you, or what you think of astrological magic. And if you're new to my channel, please support it by making comments or liking or subscribing. All of your support is very much appreciated. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon.